Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It's Thursday, May 18th. Here's a name you haven't heard in a while. Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Huckabee? Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Yeah, we remember her. Yeah, Trump's spokesperson, who's now the governor of Arkansas. First female governor of Arkansas. Congratulations on being elected the first female governor of Arkansas. That's awesome. All right. Now, trigger alert. For the MAGA people that may have shown up here because, it says Sarah Huckabee Sanders on the title, this isn't a very MAGA-friendly channel. It's not MAGA-friendly at all. So, if you're MAGA-friendly and Donald Trump can't be criticized because he's your second coming of Christ or whatever, just stop watching. Just go. You're just going to get irritated, okay? Just letting you know, it's a trigger warning. You don't have to watch this. You're not going to like it. Etc., etc., etc. Okay, now that's over with. We haven't heard much from her recently. And looking at the news, there's not much to hear. Other than providing the rebuttal to Joe Biden's State of the Union address, she's pretty much kept a very low-key profile. But one thing I did notice was that she has been... there's a rumor going around that DeSantis wants her to be his VP. And he wants to lock down his VP candidate before he announces his presidential bid, which I think is supposed to happen next week. And apparently, according to the article I read, that he wants to soon announce his vice president candidate as Sarah Huckabee Sanders so that, the Republicans will take his bid seriously. So, I'm going to throw a general read on Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and then I'm going to read on the VP-ness. So what's going on with Sarah, Spirit? What's going on with Sarah as the governor? Well, doing a lot of work. The work's difficult. It's one thing to go from being a spokesperson for, Trump, plus all the other stuff she had done, to actually running an entire state. Not easy. Again, they just went through a tornado and a natural disaster, so she's got to deal with that, amongst other things. She's also had a couple of key people resign out of her cabinet, so she's got to replace those people. There's a lot of work going on. And now, there's work going on about maybe being a VP candidate. What's that going to be crossed with? Naivety? Wouldn't it be nice to go back to the White House again? In this is kind of like DeSantis offering this little girl a flower. It's like, would you want to be my girlfriend? So I think she maybe is fantasizing a little bit about, her triumphant return to the White House. Now, just as a clickbaity thing, when I was doing my search on Sarah, there was some Fox News thing saying that you could feel the visceral hatred of reporters when she was the spokesman for the president. Well, yeah, Sarah, when you go out there and you bald-faced lie to people and you gaslight them and you railroad them, they tend not to respond well. Just saying. You're being naive, girl. Stop making this everybody else's problem. You're the one who picked up the sticks. You deal with the consequences because nobody likes to be lied to. Okay. For entertainment purposes only. In the past, okay, so there she was as the coming out to the White House press crew and delivering her speeches, and then later coming up with this great idea that I'm going to become the governor of Arkansas, and there might be some money that I make on this one because boy, these politicians sure do get rich on their political salaries. It's the most amazing thing. Don't know how that happens. Must be all the speaking engagements. Current situation. Girl's a star. Star. Okay. Well, nope. She's the governor of Arkansas. First female governor of Arkansas. You've got a prominent Republican courting her to be, allegedly, to be his VP candidate. You, girl, are on the top of the world. Plus, this is the calm after the storm because you just had like a tornado go through there. So not only are you a star, but you've got to clean up everything that's going on in your state at the same time. A lot of things going on with this girl. Thing to learn. Thing to take into account. The sun's coming out. The truth is coming out. Truth is not the friend Republicans. But I think this might be the unveiling moment. Think of this like, that big red cape that the baby is holding. Think of it as like, and ta-da, the sun. So I think this is the announcement that she's going to be a VP candidate. Those are some actually pretty awesome cards there, and 2 major arcana, the star and the sun. She might get this. If she wants it, she's got it. Lesson to be learned, it's going to be a nightmare. Why would you do this to yourself? You've got so much going on, and now you're going to do this too? I think she's going to regret her choice. She might actually take this VP thing. If she takes the VP thing, she's going to regret her choice. I think that's pretty much what's going to happen. And there might be some shenanigans going on with her that gets exposed. Because guess what? When you're the VPs, people start looking at you a little more closely. Ask Donald Trump what happens when you become president and people start looking at your finances. This could be the worst thing that ever happened to her. Outcome, there's that agreement. They're coming to terms. She's going to do it. She's going to accept that VP ship because it's going to rain money. Mike Pence went from broke to multimillionaire. She's going to want to do that too, because why not? She can do it. So, in the end of the day, what do we got? I got you got a burden of everything that she's got going on right now. Maybe she doesn't like being the governor of Oklahoma. I don't know. And the nostalgia of being offered a pretty flower by a suitor. You go forward with that message to become the governor. All of a sudden now you're the VP candidate and a governor and you're the star and everything's going wonderful in your world. And then, you've either been unveiled as the star because the sun is a star, or some truths start coming out because when you become the star, people pay attention to you and then your life becomes crazy. But you volunteered for it. Okay. Let's see. So that's that for that. Now, I'm curious. What does... Do I even need to throw anything more than that? Yeah, I want to throw a few more. How often do we get to talk about Sarah? Oh, how's Donald Trump going to think about that? Sarah was his communication director, and if she gets snicked by Ron DeSantis, is he going to be upset by that? Do we care? I don't think he'd want her anyways. I don't think he likes the look. He liked that she was a bulldog. How's Trump feeling? If assuming that Sarah Huckabee Sanders accepts DeSantis's VP proposal, how will Trump react to that? Can you imagine her debating Trump? Oh, Lordy. Queen of Cups. You gonna keep... I think this is more... I was about to say he's going to keep his mouth shut. I think he's hoping she'll keep her mouth shut. It's going to be a lot of turmoil. Doing the apprentice work with the 8 of coins. And the King of Swords. And there he is underneath it. Okay, so Donald shows up on the bottom. And so that means Sarah's on the top. So Sarah's going to be the Queen of Cups. He's going to want her to keep her mouth shut. Why? Because she worked for him. She was a loyal worker, just cranking out everything he wanted her to do. She could wade into the turmoil and just do it fine. But Donald, Donald doesn't have loyalty. He'll cut you. If you betray him, if you open up your mouth and you show disloyalty, he'll cut you in a second. He's probably not real thrilled that she's doing this because that's like a betrayal to him. But he's ready with compromise to go if that's necessary. I don't think it'll be necessary. I think he owns DeSantis, so he doesn't have to get all nasty with Sarah Huckabee Sanders because she doesn't count. She doesn't count. She doesn't matter in his world. Okay, let's get to the gossipy part here. What does Sarah Huckabee Sanders think of Donald Trump? Is he a patriot? We know what publicly she says. He's the most wonderful person in the world. But what does she actually think of Donald Trump? What does Sarah Huckabee... This guy wants to come up. Okay. What does Sarah Huckabee Sanders think of Donald Trump? He's a weirdo. He's crazy. He's kind of, he's just... Go look at your fish in your cup, Donald. Because I'm the star. Here we go again. Sarah's a star. Then we're leaving. And people celebrating. Okay, and then underneath there's the burden card again. Okay, so what does she think of Donald? He was difficult to work with because he's living in his own little fantasy world. And that's why she left. She couldn't do it anymore. She had done everything she could do. And after leaving, her star rose and, just celebrating not being under this guy. So, because he's a burden. So, you ever been in a bad relationship and you left that relationship and you just feel like somebody, cut the ball and chain or the anchor off you and you suddenly are light and airy and feeling good about yourself? I think it's just like that. So, there you go. I think Sarah's going to take Ron DeSantis up on a VP ship, and Trump's going to hope she keeps her mouth shut, and she didn't much care working for him because he's cray. My thoughts, entertainment purposes only, and yada, yada, yada. Hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great night. Bye-bye.